Hi folks, Puffin here. Cara Dune was back at the top of my newsfeed on Google today, so I got to put on my Cara Dune hat. I wear it obviously because it looks exactly like a Star Wars hat and like a policeman might wear. So I'm doing this to try out for the part of Cara Dune. But there were some interesting articles, so let me go ahead and, since there's really nothing to say about the Cara Dune story, I'm not going to say the actress's name, I'm just going to call her the old Cara Dune. But there's nothing to say about her story. Although I might read, she got an email. Okay, so there's something to say. She apparently accidentally got an email from Disney. Disney accidentally sent her an email, something about whatever. Like there's anything secret about her situation. Like it's pretty obvious. But anyway, I might read that article, but it was at the very top of my news feed, so I get to put my Cara Dune hat back on. I'll just read you the rest of the news stories, 42, 43 news stories real quick, as fast as I can get through them. First story, Cara Dune email accidentally received. 2, Grateful Dead's angry letter response to Warner Brothers in 1967. It's been on my news feed for weeks. I love the Grateful Dead, so I'm really interested in clicking that. I haven't clicked it yet, so they're like, hey, did you miss this or something? It's number 2. So I love that Cara Dune's number 1, Grateful Dead's angry letter response in 67 to Warner Brothers Records is number 2, and number 3 is Supreme Court decides against Trump. Like their title was the Supreme Court decides to rid itself of the Trump era all in one morning. It's like would that we all could do that. But good job, Supreme Court. Whatever. I wish we changed about half of them. 4, NASA rover, or expand the court, whatever. 26 justices. I don't care. It's just a number. 4, NASA rover first sounds from Mars. That's a cool story. The first sounds that are broadcast back from Mars. Pretty cool. Lady Gaga was going to do the first song from the moon, to sing the first song back from the moon, tell the Virgin, or sorry, it might have been Virgin, it might have been whoever was making a rocket to get there. It didn't work out so well. Sorry about that. Pooling vaccine can save hundreds of lives is the 5th story. The 6th story is Tom Brady responds 2 weeks later. Tom Brady took 2 weeks to sober up and respond about throwing the Lombardi trophy. 7th story, magnetic field reversed 42,000 years ago, could have been a mass extinction event. Kind of anticipating a possible magnetic field reversal. I was anticipating this like 10 years ago. Like, this is why we need to get the Grateful Dead's magnetically stored tape catalog moved over to digital, which I think has been accomplished since then. Although there's all this Grateful Dead stuff keeps showing up on YouTube. Check your YouTube. Start clicking Grateful Dead videos so they'll show you, because people keep recently uploading old footage. It's really cool. Number 8, the golf world rallies behind Michelle Wie against Rudy Giuliani, because he was talking about looking up her skirt, and she told him off in a very awesome way. 9, Kate Hudson's critique from the autism community of the Sia's music video, the video called Music, like a movie, I think. That I did read an article about that. Kate Hudson said the criticism was important dialogue. So this is an interesting way where you're not trying to offend people, and you maybe don't even think that you should be seen as offending people, but people are offended, but you need to talk about it. You can call it important dialogue instead of trying to double down on what you said that was offensive. Like, you shouldn't be offended. So take note, Gina Carano. That's one way to do it. Now, who knows how that'll turn out? It's a dialogue, so who knows where that dialogue will go? Maybe she'll found. I haven't seen it. I don't have an opinion. I just have the opinion that I've got from reading someone else's article that pointed out some questionable or problematic things. But that's where the dialogue takes you. And good that autistic people are getting their voices out there. I don't think that there is one voice to be spoken for autistic people. So an interesting story, and interesting how they're managing that one, as opposed to going on the Ben Shapiro show and whining about it. Number 10, Painted by a Madman. This is Edward Monk has written, like 3 days ago, the story was Madman has been found in layers underneath Edward Monk's famous The Scream painting. And now I guess they found more words, and it says painted by a madman. So pretty cool stuff that they're finding with, I don't know, x-rays or something. But that story was like number 2 on my news feed the other day. Now it's down to 10, but still high up there. Number 11, Denver businesses hit by the COVID economy. Number 12, Daft Punk quit after 28 years. Hey, check out my band Foxen, Foxcen. Like, how long did it take before you listened to Daft Punk, honestly? They were probably around for years before you listened to them. Well, Foxen put out an album in 2013 and another album in 2015, and almost guarantee you haven't heard either of them. But you'll like them when you do. So, welcome to the future. We have a song called Live from the Future. Check us out. We're on YouTube and Spotify. A few videos on YouTube, and all of our songs pretty much so far on Spotify. As far as I know. Number 13, the NTSB, National Traffic Safety Board, I think, investigates the plane that had an engine catch on fire and was dropping parts on a soccer practice on people's houses around Denver. So, scary thing for aviation, and why we need regulations that Trump was probably getting rid of. I don't know if that element's in the article, but we should be getting to the point that, hey, we need this stuff that Trump got rid of because it can threaten people's lives and has killed lots of people. The 14th story, the third check, will you get your $1,400? It's kind of a little magic there that the 14th story turned out to be about the $1,400. But the third check, will you get it? I mean, there shouldn't be all this mystery, especially since we got Joe Biden in office. Like, there should be just places where fountains of money where people can go collect it, like, seriously. Like, it's time to undo the Trumpy evil. 15, the Pentagon chief of... They're standing behind the Air... Some, I don't know. So they're supporting the Air Force, moving the Space Command. Who really cares? Some Space Command stuff. We don't need a Space Command. 16, we need to have less military, not more military. 16, 69 in high heels. Oh yeah, Rodman could be 6'9" in high heels. Is a quote from Michael Jordan from when he roasted him or something. It's the news now for some reason. 17, Cruise News Booze, SNL. This is a story that's been on my feed for a while. The SNL having imitated Ted Cruz, and the way the headline reads is that SNL plays cruise news for booze or something. It's kind of like onomatopoeia or whatever. 18, annoyingly productive correspondent. Which of these 4 correspondents is doing her own thing or doing his own thing and is annoyingly productive during the pandemic? I haven't read that story, but it keeps popping up too. 19, this is a new story for me. Stevie Wonder moving to Ghana. So that's pretty interesting. 20, a journalist asked Justin Timberlake to apologize for ripping off Janet Jackson's thing at Super Bowl 5 years ago, and he dismissed it. So, I mean, I want to say something about that because it's like some people are ahead of other people on things. So maybe listen to the people who are ahead of you. And if a journalist is giving you the option, hey, would you like to apologize? If somebody sees something for you to apologize for, just because you don't see something to apologize for, consider it. Because what is an apology other than, hey, I would like to be considerate of having hurt your feelings, even if I don't understand it yet. And what's wrong with that? That's not hard to do, So just the idea that sometimes people are ahead of other people and can give you a way out. Foxen, ways out. Callback. Anyway. Annoying, productive correspondence. Do you want to move on, Justin? Okay. 21. Local art show. Some local art show by a local artist that has some type of funky art. So that's cool. That made the news. 22. Dierks Bentley. I think he might be a country singer or a rapper or something, but he's opening a new restaurant. 23. John Oliver tries to spoil meat for us by telling us how terrible the practices at meatpacking plants are. Well, if the meat's spoiled, he's not the one spoiling it for us. That's a terribly written article. Maybe trying to be provocative to get all the PETA people to click on it and comment or whatever, but rude. Thanks, John Oliver. Good job. You're a journalist and funny. That's awesome. 24. Colorado Power are we going to have the same problems that Texas did? 25. Something about Colorado rivers. Glad to know that rivers are making the news. 26, about the Ring Fit. I've been playing the Ring Fit. There's apparently a 31-day Ring Fit challenge. Because I didn't keep up with it, / lost my leg strap or whatever for a little while, or misplaced something where I wasn't playing it for a while, or just got out of the habit for a long time. I played it for a week or two at the beginning. I didn't play it for months. Then I started playing it a few months ago during the pandemic lockdown and started getting kind of regular into it. It's just so awesome. And then when I lost my strap, I was like, oh no, for a couple weeks. And when I found it again, I've been trying to do it almost every day and love it. So really do the Ring Fit if you can get a hold of it. Everybody's getting Nintendos and stuff. Hopefully, that's one of the very best values to spend your money on. If you can get a Nintendo, because it provides so much entertainment and there's so many free games. But then they're just hard to get. And then the Ring Fit even harder to get. So if you got it, play it. The 27th story. An 1,800-year-old sarcophagus was unearthed in Israel at Safari Parks Israel. Now, the headline didn't mention whether they've stopped digging for Safari Parks Israel. It sounds like an amusement park. It's like you just unearthed a sarcophagi. Like, I don't know what kind of rules they have there, but you'd think there's probably stuff like that all over Israel. Like, they should be careful about it, the archaeological stuff. But I wonder who that is. It's interesting. The Alan Farrow documentary is a latest example of consequence culture. So I like that, the 28 branding what these right-wing people have whined about calling cancel culture, calling consequence culture. I mean, I'm assuming that that's what that means. It's, a good take on it. People's actions and have consequences, even if they come much later. 29th story, Billy Strings does a Grateful Dead show. I've seen this story a bunch. Like, he's doing maybe a week of Grateful Dead shows. I don't know who Billy Strings is, but good job. Thanks for doing a Grateful Dead show. 30, and good job to whoever got you in the news for it, and to Google for putting it on there. 30, John Wayne is in a Star Wars movie. This is interesting because this is the 30th story. 2 days ago, it was my very first story. And I know I might have a Star Wars, bias or whatever, but it's just funny that, Cara Dune can hop back up to first story, but the story that replaced her as a top tier number one story is now number 30. It's not really that important that John Wayne was in a Star Wars movie. I haven't clicked it. I'm a big Star Wars fan. Like, I don't know. I might be able to just rather guess what they're talking about or what part they're talking about. 31, Lucid Motors. I don't understand this. A SPAC deal. Their stock plunged. They announced SPAC deal. I don't know what that is. 32, hot super Earth found near Jalise 740. Another sun, I guess, called Jalise 740, and there's a hot super Earth there. 33, they just found it. Faces of Roman emperors. I've been getting a lot of, these are Roman emperors. This is what happened in Rome, or this is Rome's warning to us today. News lately. SNL Weekend Update with Ted Cruz. Roast Ted Cruz. That was 34. 35, scientists clone an endangered ferret. Number 36, this is why I had to write all the news stories. Cara Dune cosplayers react to her being fired. So that's awesome. It's kind of like, I want her job, hence the hat, And I know Cara Dune doesn't wear a hat. It's just, it's a cop-like hat. It's obviously a Star Wars hat. But cosplayers of Cara Dune, who are like probably 10 times hotter and better actors than she is, are reacting, and hopefully some of their reactions are, I'll take her job, if you need another Cara Dune, like, I've been doing it. Now, I would still like the job, but I mean, props to cosplayers, like, they're amazing, so let them, one of them be the next Cara Dune. But I'll still do it. I want to do it still, but I didn't really think about the fact that people have been practicing much longer than me, but I'll bring something new to the role. Anyway, or make me some other cop. That'd be fun. Or something else. I'd rather not be a cop, but whatever, I just knew there was an opening. A lot of openings for cops. 37, Shailene Woodley is engaged to Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers. And the Green Bay Packers are cool because they're the publicly owned football team. I don't know if I'm supposed to like Aaron Rodgers or not. I'm probably getting him confused with somebody that I don't like, but maybe I don't like him because maybe he's been bad in the past. But Shailene Woodley, that's a vote of approval. She was somebody who helped us out with getting Bernie out there and progressive ideas. So, or Standing Rock, she's a water protector. So Shailene Woodley has left a good impression in the past upon me from social media. And I guess I haven't heard from her in years because social media actually restricts a lot of the leftist views. 38, the Mars rover images come back. 39, creatures under a half mile of ice. 40th story, a book review of Maxwell's Demon by Stephen Hall. 41, Animal Crossing Explains Warp Pipes. And 42, 30 funny animal comics, false knees. I didn't write that down very well. Sorry. Animal Comics by False Something was a news story on my thing. I can't remember what it was now. But anyway, thanks for watching, and Cara Dune, thanks for making the news again so I can wear this hat again and try to take your old job again. But I guess I'll read the story because what was that about? Oh yeah, you got an email from Disney. So maybe if I click it, it'll go away. But good job making the top of my Google News feed again. And good job, Cara Dune cosplayers, for making the news. And I hope that if they do continue the character, one of you or me gets the job. Thanks, Disney. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Y'all have a great day. One more angle on that hat. There it goes.